like the night in a forest, like the mountains in springtime, like a walk in the rain, like a storm in the desert, like the sleepy blue ocean. You fill up my senses, come fill me again. Come, let me love you, let me give my life to you. Let me drown in your laughter, let me die in your arms. Let me lay down beside you, let me always be with you. Come, let me love you, come love me again. You fill up my senses, like a night in a forest, like the mountains in springtime, like a walk in the rain, like the storm in the desert, like a sleepy blue ocean. You fill up my senses, come fill me again. You fill up my senses, come fill me again. That's called Annie's Song by John Denver. Let me put my music away here, and we'll get right to our chat this morning. Actually, it's this afternoon on Friday, the 18th of December. And welcome. This is Hal at Quail Studios Tutorials. I'll go make sure that my mic doesn't crash into my guitar there. Well, thank you very much for coming. And it's almost the new year on the calendar, and it's Christmas time. So Merry Christmas to you, those that celebrate Christmas, and Happy New Year. Let's see, I had a question from a fellow about how to play melodies on guitar. Now, melodies, obviously, well, what are melodies? Let's talk about that for a minute. You know, what I just played in Annie's song, those are chords, right? And I was finger picking. And chords are multiple notes. You can play chords like this. And a melody, for instance, if I was to play the melody to Annie's song, it would be. Let's see, what's the next note? There it is. Now what I'm doing there is I'm actually playing the part that the singer sings. That's what we call the melody. Also, I'm using multiple fingers, just like that. And instead of using one finger like this, That works pretty good there. Right there, for those jumps, when I go, that's a D note going to an A, going to an F sharp. Now, those are difficult with one finger because I have to actually pick that finger up to get to the A, and then pick the finger up to get to the F sharp, and it separates those notes. It separates the melody, right? Instead of connecting it together. That's called legato playing. When you do it really short, that's called staccato playing. If it's separated, it's called detached playing. And so what you want to do when you play a melody on guitar, unless it's sung staccato or unless it's played staccato, pay attention to that. Pay attention to whether it's a staccato melody, a detached melody, or a legato melody. That's legato. So I would play the melody to any song with legato, right? Okay, so that's what I would do. So what you want to do here is, if you can't play legato very well, let's do it this way. You would practice playing legato. Now this is a chromatic exercise. Okay, and I just did it legato. Right? Instead of separating it. Like that. Right? The hardest thing to do is to go from your little finger to your index finger. Like that. And play it smoothly. Or to go the other way. Index to little finger. You got to hold that note down. Okay? So you need to practice playing smooth lines, and the chromatic exercise, the one I'm doing right now, is one of the best ways to do that. Right? What I do when I practice the chromatic exercise is I start down here on the first fret. I'm using a pick, but I guess I could use my thumb. And then I move it up a fret. Now you'll notice I'm using all 4 fingers. You could use, you could use a couple of different fingers, like this. You could use a pick. I'm going to use a pick right now. Right, I used all down strokes on that one. I could use down and up strokes. Let's try that again. Okay, all of these things help to develop your technique so that you can play legato. Now, another thing to do would be to practice on one string. Now that's Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. I'll put the link on the video here for those of you who haven't had that or haven't gone there. And you can practice that with, fingers. You can practice it with a pick. Notice I'm using different fingers, like this. See, I use a different finger. Skipped a fret, skipped a finger, slid, and it went back up. So if you're really new at playing melodies, what I'd like you to do is to play something easy, something slow like this. Now, on the Quail Studios channel, you can go and see that there is a playlist. Let me pull up my playlists here for a second. And, oops. Songs with simple melodies. Open up that playlist, and I have 9 videos in there so far. And you'll find Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, Ode to Joy, both great melodies. What Do You Do with a Drunken Sailor? When Johnny Comes Marching Home, The Ghost of John. And then I put some Star Wars videos in there. Those are a little more difficult, but they're fun to play. I thought you might like to just see those in that particular playlist. Okay, I've got to go. Got things to do. And thank you for coming by. Let me just check and see if we have any questions to answer. I don't have any questions right now. If you have any questions and you're not here, get in touch with me over at Patreon. I'll put the link here on the screen. For those of you who don't know what that is, please come and see us and connect with us over at Patreon. And hope you have a happy holiday. I think I'll play a little. Happy holidays, and we'll see you later. I will see you in 2016.